We find Vecna, we end this once and for all. Together.
On December 25th.
We have a plan. It's a bit insane. Everyone in?
He knows where we are.
Watch out!
Get ready for one last adventure.
We stay true to ourselves. Stay true to our friends, no matter the cost.
Found you. Stranger Things, Season 5, Volume 2, begins December 25th. Only on Netflix.
Every Who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton. But where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one Who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and no prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as Who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay. Your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we are discussing every single Stephen Page individual song, one by one, going through the albums, starting with Vanity Project. We are halfway through Vanity Project at this point, and we're going to discuss the same kind of things that we're discussing every week, you know, the breakdown of the music. We're going to talk about the what the song means, and I have the same people here that I typically do. I have Aaron and Betsy with me.
Is this still technically Bare Naked ABCs, or is this not Turn the Page?
I don't think it's the same.
No, everything's the same. I thought that everything had changed.
Well,
could be a sister song.
Well, he did write it after this one.
Can I get a fact check on that?
No, I know he wrote it after this. Maybe that's why he wrote "Everything's the Same, Everything Has Changed" when he wrote the "Everything Has Changed" song.
Maybe that's a good insight.
And he references it in this song as well, sort of, in saying that, you know, people say that everything has changed.
It's true.
But the more things change, the more they stay the same. So it all comes out in the wash.
No. Is that really true?
You have to come full circle, maybe.
Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose.
So I'm trying to pull up the notes that are on the inside of here for this album. And it doesn't give any notes, it just gives the words.
Okay.
But this is a Stephen Page, Stephen Duffy collaboration.
You can tell.
Can you? How?
I don't know. It's got that. It's kind of that 80s feel to it. You know, it's I don't know.
Good strum.
Sounds kind of like a little Jurin.
I'm sorry. How's that pronounced?
Sorry, it's the Klingon Duras. For all you trekkers out there.
Star trekking.
And we have Matthew Page on the drums.
Oh.
As a guest tonight.
Yes. Hey, Matthew, say hello. But he's playing the drums over there. Doing the Ed.
Intro yourself.
The Ed laugh. Ed big man. You are correct, sir.
Yes. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
We're just killing time trying to get Heidi here. Say
So Steven hasn't
How droll.
played this song very much.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. He doesn't play this album
saying
much when he does live shows, and I'm not sure.
That's
My
a shame.
guess-
There's some really good material
Yeah.
on Vanity Project.
Yeah, my guess is that he does a lot of the old BNL stuff that people know
Yeah.
him for,
And he's got
and
his
then
newer solo stuff. Yeah.
then he does the newer solo stuff if he's promoting an album, and that probably doesn't leave a lot of time for
True.
other songs.
True.
But he's only played this 15 times in concert. And so 2 of them were while he was promoting this album. Once he played it on Ships and Dips 3, and then didn't touch this song again, as with many other songs on this album, didn't touch it again until 2020 when he started doing his live from home.
Yeah, I can definitely see it as live from home. Because he
And
does the
even
live
with
ones
live from
there,
home,
too.
he didn't touch this song until his 3rd live from home performance.
Well, there was a lot
material.
going on during the first one or two, so.
And he played this song between Call and Answer and Alternative Girlfriend.
Ooh, 2 really, really great songs.
Yeah, I don't feel like this song would be a good intermediary between those 2. I feel like it would flounder a little bit in comparison.
Well, yeah, I mean, Call and Answer is probably my favorite BNL song, so it's really hard to compare anything to it.
Yeah, I don't think I would follow anything with after
That's a
Call and Answer.
closer.
Like,
Yeah, maybe like Powder Blue or something. Like, there's a few that you could maybe do, but I think if it's me, I'm closing with Call and Answer most of the time.
Yeah.
I think he did when we went to see him most recently, didn't he?
Oh, I didn't check the set list.
Yeah. It was definitely the encore. It's either the first. He played 2 songs, I think, for the encore. It's either the first or the second. But I would close with Call and Answer for sure. Or I would open and then close with it. And answer. And people would be like, people would be like, wait, why is he playing the same song? And then I would go into Everything's the Same.
Oh. No. He has
only
to start
on Groundhog Day.
He should start off the concert with There Is a Melody 1, and he should finish the concert with There Is a Melody 2.
Nah.
I'm trying to imagine like the Police
opener, but
opening with Synchronicity 1 and then closing with Synchronicity 2. That would actually work pretty well. Sting, we know you listen, come on the show. Stuart Copeland, we know you listen, please come on the show.
Gordon Shumway, we know you listen, come on the show.
Alf.
Kill me.
But stay away from our
Kill
cats.
me.
Yes. This isn't Melmac.
Let's talk about what this song means. Let's talk about the song in general.
And on the news they said the world had changed, but you and I are staying home again. And even though we're scared, everything's the same. Everything's the same.
And what he's trying to say here. I think I finally got it,
Let's do the lyrics.
but it took me a long time, and even then I'm not totally convinced that that's right.
Well, the notes I have here are, we're looking at, like, on the news, they say the world has changed, but you and I are staying home again, even though we're scared, everything's the same. What was it? This was like early 2000s or mid 2000s, yes?
It was
would've-
well, it was released mid 2000s. It was, the song most likely was written early 2000s.
Okay, that tracks, because
Yeah.
I know he was kind of getting into a little more political bent at the time, and everything that Bush Jr. was doing was on his radar. So there was the whole war on terror thing and all of the. I mean, it seems quaint now, unfortunately, by comparison. But at the time, we had our government telling us, just panic, just look. Put up plastic sheeting and use 2 layers of duct tape. Okay, we're not messing around here. 2 layers, and that'll protect you from chemical weapons. But so we had like all of this like weird. It was like basically like a fear campaign just to try and make us afraid and terrified. Stay in your homes and blah blah blah. And obviously, again, we had no idea what was coming less than 2 decades later. But yeah, I mean. It sort of speaks to that. And it also sort of speaks to, I can't recall where I heard it. It might have been like Henry Rollins or someone like that. But I heard someone once say something like, the stock market soars, the stock market crashes, but most people don't really feel that very much. Now, again, I think things have changed a little bit, because we start to see that, with a lot of these mass layoffs that we're getting now. We also see, pensions were still kind of a thing 20 years ago. They were definitely becoming less and less common. But now it's like everyone has a 401k. So you get people's retirements are getting wiped out and all these stock market crashes and stuff like that. So even that, I think, is sort of a quaint and kind of an old-fashioned notion, unfortunately. But I think overall, like maybe not the stock market, that's a bad example, but like overall, that still kind of rings true to a certain point. It's like, most people's lives were just concerned with making ends meet, getting through to the next paycheck, putting food on the table, surviving. And it's really, we hear about horrible things going on. We hear about scary things going on, but it's like we don't have time to worry about it, and it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of too bad. I think it's by design. I think especially right now with all the flood the zone stuff that's going on, it's by design. But anyways, not to get too political, but yeah, I mean,
well, that matches with the lyric.
Yeah,
on the news they said that the world had changed.
Yeah.
And around when 9/11 happened, that was the line that continued.
Yeah, 9/11 changed everything. Everyone said that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, did it change things? Yes. Did it change everything? No. And I think, Stephen makes a good point here in that, like, well, we're still staying at home. Like, we were staying at home before, and now we're staying at home. So not much has changed for us.
What do you think, Beth?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it must have been written around the same time as post 9/11. So obviously it's very politically charged, and I was just looking at the lyric about the whole I was below 14th Street with moon dust in my hair.
I was not
even underneath the table with your friend. I mean, that's just like
cover.
Yeah, it's just like right after the impact. So
where is the stock exchange?
I was trying to locate it.
The New York Stock Exchange on Wall Street, or
yeah, where was
but relative to 14th Street though?
I was assuming 14th Street in Toronto based on the fact.
Well, that's what I was assuming too. But now that you say that, I'm like,
to Toronto from New York City. Yeah.
Would there be fallout? Because that's
it's on Wall Street. So I mean, I don't know.
But
I think it's downtown.
So
I was assuming it was a Toronto thing.
But where? Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
See, but they do.
Yeah, that's way down below. Like that's past.
That's below where the numbered streets are, right?
That's like way downtown.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's in the old section.
Yeah, it's like near Chinatown, like Lower Manhattan, Canal Street, that kind of area.
Because 14th Street in Toronto is the city's downtown area, and it includes the major entertainment and business districts. There are some
that seems more likely to me.
But given the singer is talking about being down in 14th Street, like that makes sense with the major entertainment areas being down there, and he would be down in that section.
Or like even like moon dust in my hair could just be like the regular atmospheric particles versus all this crap from 9/11.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah, because moon dust really doesn't mean anything. Because I looked it up, I'm like, what the heck does moon dust? What is the definition?
I think, honestly.
And really, the only thing that it really means is literal dust from the moon, which is obviously not what he's talking about here. But
so, cheese dust.
you know,
right?
Where is that line?
As if you just know Regolith.
I know like one thing about a lot of things. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know Toronto well enough to know if it. I just kind of assumed, but I mean, I know New York pretty well, but I'm trying to think 14th Street. I mean, this is a decent, trek above like Wall Street, and like even above like the what is now the 9/11 Memorial. So I'm not sure. Stephen, please clear this up.
If you had just come on.
Yeah.
But
I'm just checking something.
I will say the line. So go ahead.
Is Bay Street in Toronto near 14th Street? Because there's up there is called Bay Street, or down there from here. We are north of Toronto, although it doesn't feel that way. So yeah, it's not referring to Bay Street, which is the it's not anywhere close to Bay Street. So I'm guessing it has more to do with business district / entertainment district, and maybe that's where he was or that he believes that the narrator of the song is when they found out about that moment in time, because that would go with the being underneath the table with your friend, and do you know how this is going to end, like kind of giving that fear of or that feeling of fear in that moment,
which kind of ties back to the whole you wanted marriage, you wanted fame, you wanted to hype it after your name, but put it in neon, but nobody came. So that would be like someone who wanted like a career or something in the downtown area.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
Relating to, but it's just kind of fragments. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not sure
how it all
ties together. But I mean, it could be kind of more of a mood piece. I do think I wanted to say the line, "Do you know how it's going to end?" reminded me of the movie The Truman Show. When Lauren wears a button that says, "How's it going to end?" and Truman reads it and says, "I've been wondering that myself." So it's kind of a nice little existential reference there.
Poignant.
It's I love that.
I love this song.
But I think my biggest problem is
still happy, but
I think my biggest problem is that the song is it feels like it's a storytelling song, but it's so vague that I don't feel like I am totally getting the story that he's telling in here. I want him to paint me a more vivid picture or tell me a more direct story if he's going to be political.
Yeah, I think it's more of a message song than a story song.
Or maybe he's just trying to start some sort of conversation to let us think about it and talk about it.
Well, it starts off easy to stumble, harder to fall, easy to bow to the flag on the wall. I pledge my allegiance to nothing at all. Well, so here's an interesting thing. That could be, I mean, he's a Canadian, so I don't know if I'm not 100% sure this is totally referencing 9/11 or even potentially the shift in the political scene and the war on terror, although I suspect probably. But, I do recall even, me, I've never been a particularly patriotic sort. I actually kind of view myself as patriotic now in a kind of deeper and more ancient kind of meaning way. Like I want my country to do well. I want my country to do good. I want my country to be a force for good. in the world, and I don't see that happening, and I want that to change. So, like, to me, being a patriot doesn't mean you always think that your country is the best. It's more like you want your country to be better. But I never really felt, for me, it always seemed kind of foolish to a certain extent, right? To be proud to be an American or wherever you're from, because you didn't choose. I didn't choose to be born, in America. My parents fornicated in America. So it's like, I didn't have much of a choice. I'm not sure how much pride I can take in that. It's an accident of birth, much like the fact that I speak English or, whatever else. So, I want to be proud of the place that I'm from. I want it to be a place that hopefully is a force for good in the world. But, I do recall people like myself who were never particularly patriotic, having kind of a little bit of a little patriotism kick post 9/11, because you're like, hey, what the hell, we can't let this happen. So, that could be the kind of thing where he was observing that happening. And unfortunately, now I would say this did not happen to me, but I did see this happen to people. And I think probably people who are already prone to being or describing themselves as patriotic, you saw kind of a rise in jingoism, and xenophobia with a lot of people. And that's very unfortunate. So I don't know, maybe he's kind of observing that in people, because I know that, he's Canadian, but he obviously toured in the U.S., did a lot of business in the U.S., still does. So, it could be him making observations about kind of how people are, suddenly they're very patriotic or their attitudes have changed. I pledge my allegiance to nothing at all would be him kind of saying, like, I'm just a person, I happen to be born in one country or another. My allegiance is, to myself, to my family, my loved ones, that kind of.
Right. Not much has changed in my life, even though this horrible thing happened.
Right.
Not much has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's the
same. Well, that brings me to discuss the end of the song then.
Ezra Pound's Canto 81.
Yes.
Pull down thy vanity.
Yeah.
Fostered in falsity, pull down thy vanity, wraith to destroy, niggard in charity, pull down thy vanity, I say pull down.
Pull down thy vanity, wraith to destroy, niggard in charity. Not the word that you think I just said, people.
It means eager to destroy and stingy in charity. Pull down thy vanity, I say pull down. Now, unfortunately, Ezra Pound is kind of controversial in general because he broadcast fascist propaganda from Rome, which is why he was imprisoned in, I want to say, like an insane asylum in America for over a decade. So controversial figure in general. So that's actually, the more that I think about that, I wasn't even thinking about it from that perspective, Tracy. Because I was just thinking of it literally like the content of the poem, where, pull down that vanity. It could have, applied to what we were talking about, like taking pride in your country or whatever. But now that I think about it, I don't want to get too political, but the country has been on a certain trajectory since 9/11. Unfortunately, I think you can draw a direct line to that, and honestly before a little bit, but that sort of gave the people who were trying to bend things in that direction an excuse to accelerate, I think. And I wonder if he was noticing that, because I was noticing it back then, and I wrote some songs of a political bent back then, very, so yeah, that's interesting. So maybe he did choose Ezra Pound intentionally because he was tied to fascism.
Well, I was going to say, so like, because this is a tough poem. I'll admit I'm not the most poetic person in the world, and reading Shakespeare or reading some of the older type of poetry
can sometimes
like really wrap my brain, and I have to really work hard to decipher what is attempting to be said and what's between the lines. And of course I did the Cliff Notes version for this episode just to try to figure that out, right after I got a headache from trying to figure it out. What do you believe is the point of this poem? And then I think the other piece of this that is interesting is, and I couldn't find out where the recording came from, but the fact that this recording is being read very neutrally, very monotone, without any emotion, I would say, at all.
I don't know if I agree with that. I sort of disagree with that. I think there's more of there is a more standard recitation mode that used to be quite popular with poetry readings, especially in England. If you saw the trailer for 28 Years Later, they had it was not this poem, but it was kind of a similar kind of a rhythmic kind of like delivery. So I don't know that I agree with that. I know that Betsy wanted to say something, so I'm going to throw it over to her, but I will quickly say, you mentioned Shakespeare. I much prefer the Bard to Ezra Pound. I would say that Shakespeare is better than Ezra.
Oh.
I knew that look. I knew that look was leading into that. Before I go to what I was gonna say, I'll talk about that poem just a little bit in terms of like the tone. It sounds like a very like haggard, weathered old man that's probably really tired and just maybe tired of fighting, which is another Bare Naked Ladies song. But
well, and refers to last week's song as well.
It sounds like he's really been through the ringer, you know. So
well, he wrote that song while he was imprisoned, I think. I saw this.
Just like whoever's reading it sounds.
I'm not sure if that actually is. It might be Ezra Pound. I'm not sure.
No, but like just the tone of it just feels very downtrodden.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So I definitely don't think it's neutral. But I was going to say that in this global idea of the song, there's kind of like a micro story of this. You wanted marriage, you wanted fame. Again, it's kind of like you tried something and then you had all these goals and these lofty ideas and you failed.
Vanity,
yeah. So everything's the same. And then you have a more overview of it when you look at the rest of the lyrics. But so it's funny that he put like a kind of a little village inside this kind of town of a song. I'm not sure why he did that, but I do like it.
Yeah, I feel like he's trying to say something by having it in there, and all the things that I found that this that the poem means is, it's around the about enduring power of love and human aspiration, about trying to reach for your best and pursue artistic truth. And I'm like, well, I don't see how that matches in with the theme of what Stephen is saying here.
I mean, I saw the canto more as kind of a meditation on to a certain extent, the futility of humanity's urge to create something great. Like the idea, I saw it as sort of, and I'm not as familiar with Ezra Pound as I am with some others, so I don't know for sure. But I saw it as sort of a almost like a Protestant, almost like sinners in the hands of an angry God kind of thing. Like you can't create something glorious. Only God has glory or whatever. That's kind of how I read it.
It reminds me of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yes.
Understand what glory is.
Exactly.
Understand what glory is.
Well, and he has this audio of the poem.
Yes.
Interlaid with, I wouldn't say chaotic, but there is an increasing chaos to the end of the song as well.
Well, that's okay. So I didn't even think of it that way, but now that you mention it, that actually ties in with what I just said about, God or whatever, because that could be construed as like the Tower of Babel. And after the tower fell, it was like a cacophony and no one could understand each other. Right? God smote the tower because humanity was rising above their station. They were building something that reached the heavens, and that was not something that we should be able to do.
A world tower?
No.
Well.
Not as a dark joke, but like, I mean, just that it all ties in.
Yeah. No, actually, that does fit very well. I mean, if you think about it, there might even have been. Now we're getting into wild speculation.
Oh well, that's what we do best.
There may have been an aspect to that. I don't want to try and get inside the mind of the attackers, but like that may have been why they chose. There was the tallest structures in New York City. It wasn't. I always thought it was because they were represented like, capitalism, but they could have attacked the New York Stock Exchange. They didn't. They did the World Trade Center. So.
That's a good point.
Makes you think.
Well, and I'm also thinking like the thing that they attacked and the whole point of that was like he's saying like the poem is saying wraith to destroy.
Yes.
Be not quick to destroy, which is obviously what happened on 9/11. Also, what happened after 9/11 was what we then in Canada then did to Iraq and the Middle East.
That's unfortunately
pull down thy vanity, become humbled, let go of your pride. We obviously were not doing that very well at that time.
It's not
very
our forte.
prideful people. No. And niggard in charity, not giving to others. And we may have been saying that we're going over there for their good, but we all know better about what it was really about. And
I mean, they called it Operation Iraqi Freedom, I want to say. It was like, wow, we sure are free now that we don't have homes to live in. We can just live out in the open air.
And we don't have anyone to lead us, and we don't.
Yeah, I mean, what really is horrible, not to get too off track here, but especially with Iraq, there was no relation at all to those attacks. So it was like, not only were it would be bad enough to just commit an act of vengeance, especially when this was like, a terror cell and not like the actual country was attacking us, So even Afghanistan, I would argue to a certain extent, like we shouldn't have been at war. I know technically we were at war with Al Qaeda or something, but like Iraq at all, that should not have occurred. You know what I mean? And it was,
right.
we know the benefit of hindsight now. There were no weapons of mass destruction. That was all pretense. Most of us, I think, had a feeling that was the case anyways, unfortunately. But yeah, it's more violence. It's violence begetting violence, and it's not helping anyone.
So why don't we talk a little bit about the music?
Okay. Well, let's break it down. I'll break it down to the best of my ability. So everything's the same. Was recorded at 110 beats per minute. It is, I believe, at least partially in the key of F major. The interesting thing here, there's some stuff that's non-diatonic. There's some possibly borrowed chords. There's possibly a key change going on. But to the best of my ability to discern in the time I had, I'm hearing in the verse section, we're mostly going from G minor 7 to C7. And those two chords are do, 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 do. And then in the pre-chorus, now we go to C minor 7. So already we have either a borrowed chord or we're doing some kind of key change. So C minor 7 to B flat 7 to D flat 6, I want to say, to C minor 7. And then the chorus itself, G minor 7 to B flat to F, which in this case would be a 2-4-1 chord progression, assuming the F is tonic. Then we go G, F, A, and everything's the same. And after the break, I feel like there's a little bit of pedaling on C sus4, maybe up to D, then down through C on the way to B flat. So you get a very nice descending bass line at the very least, which I really like. And then the bridge is C to F, C to F, C to F, and so forth until we get to D minor to C. So we jump up and then walk back down to C. Those are the three like main sections of the song, and that's pretty much all I've got for you tonight. But it's definitely, I would have loved to discuss this or had time to analyze it in greater detail. But it's definitely an interesting one. It's not a kind of a, it's not one of those, oh, it's 3 chords, 1, 4, 5, easy peasy. It's definitely kind of a jazzier one. As you heard me say, there's a lot of 7 chords, right? So we're definitely not just a standard triad. We're getting a lot more flavor, or 7s or 6s, sus 4s. So it's definitely a really nicely written song. And I think that's something I always kind of picked up on with Paige Duffy, is they tend to write really interesting songs, and they really go into, they use kind of really tasty chords.
Delicious.
Betsy, what are your thoughts on the music?
Trying to remember how it starts out. With isn't there some background? I think it's all very, what's the word that you like to use?
Programmatic?
Programmatic,
Yeah.
yes. It's that.
I would say, yeah.
It's like the tone of the music matches the lyrics, and he's, yeah, I really, sorry, I really like it. I don't know. I don't have much else to say besides like musically for that. And then the lyrics are very, I've heard him say before that he likes people to kind of draw their own conclusions. So I think he's guided us in a direction, but is giving us the liberty. Liberty. Liberty, be a sponsor. Giving us the liberty of kind of interpreting it for ourselves. So,
I mean, I don't know when to discuss this. I'll probably go into it a lot more when we discuss the album as a whole, in a month or two. But this I would consider one of the faster, more, I don't want to say upbeat. It's definitely not positive and happy, maybe? But up tempo songs. But even then, if you put it on most other albums,
yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty moderate for tempo.
No, it's not fast.
Yeah, really. Not even the Allegro.
So it's good, but it doesn't grab me. Like when I was thinking like, okay, well, what am I going to give for a number this week? I wasn't like, yeah, this song, like, this speaks a ton to me. Oh my gosh. This song wraps me up and makes me want to just like scream it at the top of my lungs because it totally screams from my soul. I'm like, oh,
okay, John Mayer.
This is good. This is acceptable.
You want to scream at the top of your lungs. John Mayer, we know you listen to the stream.
Name drop.
I mean, I like it when Steven really connects to a part of my soul and really like that I understand you and I get you, and I haven't really felt that anywhere in this album yet. This one I would say comes closer than most, but I still wouldn't say that it's way up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what makes this such a good podcast. It's usually we don't always have the same opinion on things. I.e., Tracy's usually wrong, and we're usually right.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay to be wrong.
I don't I want to like this album.
This song speaks a ton to me. Those very
I
naked
just don't like this album.
Wow, I'm surprised. I mean, I've really liked most of what I've heard, pretty much everything I've heard, and I've loved quite a few of them. So
To me,
Everywhere.
this feels like an album of B-sides so far.
Hard to disagree.
I know. I can see that looking at the numbers. Like I can tell looking at the numbers that I am definitely on a different field here than everyone else. But yeah, it just doesn't speak to me. And there's certain albums with BNL that I, going back, Maybe You Should Drive, and I still don't love those albums, but there are like highlights. I was like, oh, I missed this when I first went through because I just wasn't in the right time in my life and I wasn't in the right mood. That's how I felt coming into this album. But I'm not finding those gems where I'm like, oh yes, this is the break your heart of this album for me.
Well, we'll help to be your little, archaeologist.
Yes.
Stop maybe some gems that you haven't seen.
I'm waiting for the gems. But because of the name of the title of the song, like I was comparing this to Everything Had Changed This Week, and I'm like, I like Everything Had Changed better.
Apples and oranges, really.
Yeah. They're both.
It is. But I can kind of speak to like how it makes me feel, and Everything Had Changed really kind of sparks more in me.
Do you have the spreadsheet in front of you by chance?
I like the New Orleans feel of Everything Had Changed.
Yes, it's very jazzy and smoky.
Yeah, eerie almost.
I was just curious what I rated Everything Had Changed.
Give me 1 minute and I can pull that up.
Can I get a fact check on that? Can I get a little bit of cinnamon in it?
I will tell you if I will be totally amazed if Glitterbug, if Gigaverse can give us that would be like
invasive,
extremely impressive. All right, record sheet.
Our record sheet.
A rap sheet.
Record sheet. Everything Had Changed. You gave that a 4.5.
That tracks. That actually okay. So I feel very much justified in what I was going to, and we'll still give this song.
So what are you going to give this song?
Well, first of all, how many pound cakes? How many Ezra pound cakes? No, how many?
I like it.
Okay, let's do pound cake.
How many tables that we hide under?
Oh, that's a good one. I gave it 8 tables, which, a 4.5 extrapolated to our 10-point scale would be a 9. So I agree. I don't like this quite as much as Everything Had Changed, but I do like it quite a bit. I think it's a very solid 8. It's a good song. It's not quite. It's probably just on the precipice of going on my best of playlist. Which would be a 4 in the old system. So 8, 4. Again, it's right there. So I think I was correct in my initial estimation.
Okay.
That's 4 tables.
How about you?
I mean, 8 tables.
8 tables. Betsy, how about you?
I heard you. I'm listening.
She's thinking. How about you, Tracy?
Oh, well, no, I was just trying to. I can't see because I have the spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet.
The spreadsheet.
Lollipop.
I have the spreadsheet up on my screen, so I can't see faces. So I was like,
spreadsheet is an adults-only cruise. Everyone has an upside-down pineapple on their
the number 18. Spread eagle.
I'm more of a spread crow, thank you. God.
As long as you don't eat crow.
Eat crow. You'll be eating crow.
Yeah, I mean, I like the kind of the mystery that's in the song. I kind of like the topic of getting you to think about wartime, even though it's a bit of a buzzkill. It's good to kind of stimulate that conversation, and so I like the music and the background and how it kind of matched the tone. I think I'd give it an 8.5.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just erase that. 8.5. And as I said, this song doesn't thoroughly speak to me. I like it. It's pleasant. If it comes on, I'm not going to change it. But what kind of rating is that?
It's a fun little ditty.
Like I was saying. On this album, I think it's one of the better songs. Do I like it as much as last week's song? Oh, I'm going to say I like it about the same as last week's song. I'm going to give it a 7.4.
That's not bad.
Okay. So you're just barely drinking the haterade this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating this song. It's just not. There are other albums, and I've said this many times before. People getting sick of it. I'm sure there are many other Stephen Page albums that I like better. But to me, this is the Maybe You Should Drive of or Bopes of the Stephen Page era for me.
I like Maybe You Should Drive.
See, exactly my point. You're wrong.
Talking to yourself is the sign of impending mental collapse. I would get that checked out.
Really? I know.
Well, I talked to my cat.
They don't listen.
No.
Well, you know what? I need to go and collect my thoughts. My mind is everywhere right now.
Would you say that it's buggy? Is it glitter buggy?
Well, I would say like it's my mind is everywhere, which is kind of a piece of glitter bug. I can't focus.
Not to be confused with litter bug.
Yes, don't be a litter bug or a glitter bug.
Don't be a G litter bug, like a gangster.
Gangster litter bug.
Dropping 40s.
Give a hoot, don't pollute.
Yeah,
drive by.
right.
Oh, that old commercial with the unfortunately
the owl.
The fake Native American guy.
Oh,
actually Italian. The single deer.
Yeah,
that was a drive-by littering. The person was in their car and they threw it. So it's a G litter bug.
Oh,
we're gonna rebrand it.
I got it there. Stretch Armstrong style.
Did you say he was the OG litter bug?
Oh wow!
OG.
Yes, he was an Irish. Oh, glitter bug.
Oh, glitter bug. Son of glitter bug.
And I can do that because I'm mostly Irish.
Yeah,
Conan O'Brien, we know you listen to the show. Coco, please.
You're right.
Well, thank you guys for joining me tonight. And
now that we've angered like 50% of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till we talk about next week's song. We'll anger a lot of people.
Oh wow!
When Tracy endorses littering. Or
now
glittering.
listen.
Like a glitter bomb. I mean, if you use a glitter bomb, that kind of makes you a litter bug. So I guess you'd be a glitter bug.
Glitter bomb bug. Glitter bomb. Glitter bug bomb. Good night.
Yeah, I think we're getting tired. Hey, always a pleasure. Thanks so much, both of you. It's been a great combo, and I can't wait for next week.
I smiled and the camera had to refocus for a second. I won't take that offensively at all.
Let's see, you're smiling too bright. It's shining.
That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all.
Hey everyone, Brian Slagle here, founder of Metal Blade Records. You know, I spent my whole entire life trying to make metal history, make metal better, and promote metal as much as I can. And now there's a brand new way for you to test your metal knowledge and relive those iconic moments. It's called Metal Mondays, the official metal trivia game from Metal Blade and Pantheon Media, and it's free to play right now. Every Monday, a new game drops. From Slayer, Supremacy, Death, Metal 101, 80s, Metal Blade Classics, and tons more. You'll battle it out on the leaderboards, win killer prizes, and even score some exclusive Metal Blade merch. So if you think you know your riffs, your legends, and your deep cuts, prove it. Download Hit Replay on the App Store or Google Play, or head to metalbladerecords.com/Metal Mondays and start playing today. Because in metal, there's no off days, only Metal Mondays. Metal Mondays. Play loud, play true, and play to win.